Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Cinema Scumbags movie podcast. Once again, I don't know what number this is. 168? Probably. I think so. I'm Seth.
I'm Nick, and I'm
How,
confused.
how's it going, brother?
Well, today's a great day. You want to know why?
Sure.
It is, I guess, not the first day of the Criterion sale, the first weekend day of the Criterion
It
sale.
is
We're
kicked
back,
off.
baby.
We're back, baby. Man, I couldn't help but to think yesterday, like as I was sitting at work, man, this would have been a day where me and Nick were messaging back and forth. What are you going to pick up? Get ready to go.
Oh, I can't wait
Ah,
to get off work so we could go buy Blu-rays.
Man, the good old days. Instead, I had to get in the car alone. I honestly, I made a video. It's fucking shitty though. I just struggled big time with it. I
What,
couldn't
like
get
the
it.
dialogue and
No, not even. I just couldn't get the camera set up, and the sun was like in my face, so like half of my face is shaded, and the other half. I'll put it up because it always turns out better than you think. But
yeah, of course. People
God,
people like them.
it was a pain in the fucking ass, man.
Well, see, when you got to do it yourself, when I'm not doing everything for you, you
Yeah, I know.
finally realize the struggle. You're on the struggle bus.
But like my problem was just having shitty footage. Like, I couldn't I have no problem putting it together. Nothing turned out great. And I was crunched
No,
for time.
no inspiration. Wait,
No.
crunch for time. What are you doing?
Well, it was by the time I got out there, Barnes and Noble closes at 8. First I had to go trade stuff in.
Oh, how did that go?
Well, I got ripped off. I mean, it was just cash, but by the time I got to Barnes and Noble, I I had about 45 minutes before they closed. And then go figure, I walk in, store's empty, two people standing right in the Criterions. So I'm like, fuck it. I don't have time to wait around. I got to go work my way in. It
Yeah,
was a couple, probably my age. The guy looked like me. His fucking girlfriend or his wife, hot as fuck. So like, I kind of squeezed in next to him. It was kind of awkward for a second. Nobody's talking. Then I hear him talking to themselves, and the dude goes, "So I don't know if I should pick up Dazed and Confused or Boyhood." So that's what I'm like. My
excuse me,
friend,
sir.
pick up both. And then it was really cool because we got into, like I sat there talking to for like a half hour. They were really cool.
Yeah, see
And
that it's like that time I went before,
yeah,
and I
and
just struck a conversation with some guy.
that he was wearing the dude was wearing a Good Time shirt with Robert Pattinson's face.
Oh fuck!
And then we got talking about Linklater and his girlfriend or wife, who, by the way, was like, I'm not exaggerating, like a 9.5,
Damn,
smoking hot. She goes, "Before Trilogy's my favorite. I've got a tattoo of it." I think, what is this?
sounds
Yeah,
like
so,
a threesome incoming.
dude, I know because like I looked like the guy, so I probably could have worked my way in. But I'm crunched for time. I'm trying to get, the store's about to close, but it was cool. That's the first time I ran into people like that while doing, Criterion
God damn!
shopping.
Did you get their number or something?
I
Hang
should I
out?
sh- I should have. I really regret not, like, just as people to hang out with because they were cool as
Yeah,
fuck.
that's awesome.
And I've
See,
never ever in my personal life ran into people who even know who Richard Linklater is
or
or
that has a
love.
before
Yeah,
tattoo.
yeah. It was funny
Did
because
she
she's
show
like,
you
before.
it?
No, I was. It was really quick. We were just talking, but she's like, before trilogy's my favorite. And then I go, I think that's the best trilogy ever made. I go, I love Lord of the Rings and stuff, but before trilogy's the best. Then the guy goes, well, I got a Lord of the Rings tattoo.
It
It
was
was
like
weird.
perfect,
Yeah, it was like, it was cool. I don't know. I
like a
wish,
dream.
yeah, I should have, like, I have the social skills of a rock. So I fucking,
You just started the conversation.
I did. And I don't usually do that, but it
Me
was
neither.
when you see people in the Criterion section, you know that they like generally probably know what they're
Yeah,
talking about. And then I
it
heard
would.
him bring up Boyhood, so I'm like, fuck it.
You can't ignore it anymore.
Yeah, it's like a misconnection. I need to find these people, have
Yeah,
coffee with them.
that would that would have changed your life, I
Yeah,
think.
then he can watch me fuck his wife if he wants. It could be great.
Yeah, and then she can watch you fuck her husband.
Hey, you know what? If we get some good dialogue about film about it, sure.
Because that's like a plot for a movie.
It was really weird though. But then by the time they left, I had like 10 minutes to fucking find my shit. So I was
Yeah,
scrambling
because
and
you're not even when you're talking to people, you
Yeah,
can't even pay attention to what you're looking
I'm
for.
not good enough socially to actually be paying attention to movie. I was more
No.
focused on what I'm saying to them. So
Yeah. I'm
then they
like
left, and yeah,
I'm like pretending to go through stuff, but really in my head, I'm thinking only about the conversation and
brother,
what
that's
to say.
exactly what I had. I was grabbing shit just to make it look like I was about to buy stuff, but really I was waiting for them to leave so I could fucking dive in. But I kept it. I kept it mild. Just four pickups. Nothing. That's it. You know.
Yeah, it's at this point. I mean, they're obviously constantly coming out with stuff, but at this point, it's like
Yeah.
I have to try and decipher like what I really want, and then what
Right.
will eventually come to the channel.
Yeah. And I
Because
pulled
there's
out a lot
a
of
lot of the
shit.
new
Like,
stuff does come on there.
yeah, I pulled out like some of the stuff that has been upgraded. Like I pulled out my Raging Bull Blu-ray and I sold that, and like the Godfather trilogy, I sold that. So I got like $40 at the trade in place, but I got ripped off because I also traded them Octopath Traveler, and that alone is worth like $30.
I would have eBay sold that.
I should have, but I didn't
I
feel like
don't.
dicking around.
Yeah, I don't ever mess around with Switch stuff in
Yeah,
stores like that.
I could have got a lot. I could have got as much as I got for everything just for Octopath, but whatever. Shit's
Well, it
collected dust.
sounds like you had a good night.
Yeah,
You could say a good time.
really strange. Never in my life do I encounter people like that.
We might talk about good time a little later.
So you haven't been to Barnes yet?
I have not, no. And I think this is
Today.
what yeah, I'm gonna go today, see what I can find. I have some ideas of what I want, but a lot of the things I do want are newer. I don't know what the stock is gonna be like.
Yeah,
But I
like
also didn't feel the urge that I had to go immediately.
you don't. You
Like
don't.
like
You don't have to go.
you remember when it was like come and see
Oh yeah.
and I forget what else, like War of the Worlds, all that stuff came out, and we called to try and
Yeah. I
hold the
mean,
stuff. It's just like
look,
adds unneeded stress that
it, it's fun to hop in the car and go to Barnes and Noble the whole experience, but dude, I texted you yesterday. It's tempting to not just get online and do it that way, you know, especially
it's
now you
yeah,
don't get any benefits from being a Barnes and Noble member or anything.
that is what made me cancel, is because
Right.
that's really most of the reason I go to Barnes and Noble, is because of
Yeah.
that discount that they don't have on
Right.
Criterion. So it's like, what's the point?
I mean, I could buy them on Amazon, get the 5% cash back, for Prime, and
Yeah,
better deal.
I would love to support the more local, smaller things. Like, as
Yeah.
a Barnes and Noble is smaller, but compared to Amazon,
Yeah.
it's brick and mortar bookstore, which is,
Yeah.
I don't want to see the physical stuff go away.
I know that's like my thing. Like, I feel like I need to go out and do that because someday you won't be able to. But
Well, and I don't know. People keep saying it's dying, but maybe incrementally. But they're putting the work into these 4K things. They're putting out all these special editions constantly. So
the lady that was working at the register at Close, she's like, yeah, wow, that's the smallest stack I've seen today. So people obviously go in there and fucking, still blow their load in there.
I saw a Reddit post. Somebody said they spent $800.
Shit.
Yeah.
Kept it simple, man.
Well, and how many years have we been doing this?
A lot.
I
Yeah.
have like more than enough, more than I'll
Yeah.
ever need.
That's what I was telling that couple. And I'm like, I'm kind of at the point where I've got a lot of the ones that I want. So I just kind of come out and hope for some blind buys.
And she's probably like,
Oh, thought she was going to drop down to her knees.
"Oh my God, Seth, you're so filmically, you're so filmically knowledgeable."
I'm excited to check out that Citizen Kane, though.
Seth,
I want to blow you.
I want to blow you.
Greatest line in cinematic history. I also picked up Mirror from Tarkovsky.
Ooh.
Um, that Wim Wenders road movie that's like 3 hours long that I'll probably never watch
Oh, the end of the
until the
world or something like
end of
that.
the road or something like that. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
the True Romance Arrow 4K, which was also on sale.
yeah. Yeah, Arrow Sale too. Great.
Yeah, there was some tempting stuff there.
Yeah, I don't know. Arrow doesn't do it for me as much as Criterion.
I won't buy the shitty like Arrow like horror movies like Phantom of the Mall or shit like that, but
Yeah,
they do have good titles on there. There's
I will
Darko, True
say though
Romance.
that Kino is starting to come out with a lot of 4Ks of Criterion movies and other like good things.
Fuck, man.
Like they have The Apartment, they came out with a 4K, like Some Like It Hot, In the Heat of the Night, like all these movies that were on Criterion.
Yeah, just Blu-ray.
Yeah. So
You know,
it's I don't know what the rules are with all of that, but
I
it
was
just
thinking
makes
last night,
a
like, fuck, Blu-ray's been out for what, 10 years now? Starting to get a little long in the tooth.
like 2008 maybe.
Yeah, I was late night comedy. Checked out Martin Lawrence and Black Knight, classic by the way. But
Comedy.
it's just a standard Blu-ray. Like I'm like, wow, this looks like shit. It looks like a fucking DVD, you know. And that's happened to me a little bit more lately. Like some of these like Blu-rays are like, oh my fucking god, dude, looks
Well,
awful.
that one probably came out pretty early in the life cycle
Yeah,
of Blu-ray.
and not that
I
Black
don't think
Knight needs
people are
a,
looking for a 4K.
yeah, not that it needs premium quality, but
Well, I think
Blu-ray.
that's just what's going to happen because everything is being upgraded. Like I finally got my hands on a Series X, and
Oh yeah.
everything just looks cleaner. And
Oh,
any,
you finally got a console?
yeah, they had
Nice.
just Microsoft. They just had them. I just looked one day. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do it. But
That's sweet.
everything is getting upgraded, so eventually, like Blu-ray may not look good to the eyes anymore,
Yeah. It's happened to me a
especially
little bit
early
more
ones.
recently. Yeah. 'Cause sometimes I put in a Blu-ray and you're just like, fuck, a little blurry.
Or maybe we're going blind.
Could be it. Could be it. What you drinking over there? Some Joe?
I've got some vanilla cinnamon Pete's Keurig cups and
Oh,
some peppermint mocha creamer.
peppermint mocha in July.
Yeah, they have a less Christmassy version.
Wow.
I can't. I just can't get enough.
Just can't get enough. I'm drinking some Bones coffee. You ever heard of Bones? You see the advertisements?
I haven't.
Like
It's made out
hipster.
of the bones of
It's
children.
like hipster, it's expensive. This is Bananas Foster. Very good.
Ew.
Got a little cream, a little sugar. I also got strawberry cheesecake uh flavor, and it is divine.
See, that sounds good in maybe like a beer, but in a coffee, I don't. That's different.
It's very subtle
Hmm.
flavors. Like it's not that
So
fake banana laffy taffy flavor. It's like
yeah.
it smells like real bananas.
Wow. You
Talking
fancy.
coffee.
You've changed.
I'm a different man.
Well, that's what we do here. Well, with the beginning, we talk about the updates to things that aren't film,
Yeah.
like like baseball.
Baseball.
How
Division's
about
already
them
wrapped up.
Yankees?
Division's wrapped up.
I'm saying the Mets aren't winning the division.
They're posers. Okay.
It's going to be
They're
the
posers.
Braves. They suck. I hate them.
Mets are posers, and the Yankees are going to go 7 games with the Astros, and I'll probably have a fucking heart attack. But we'll see what happens.
I don't
One day
know
at a
how they're
time.
still good. They just like they have a factory of good players they keep bringing up.
They do. Fucking
Just
assholes.
annoying as shit.
Like that's the only team standing in the way. Those fucking assholes.
I fucking hate Blake Snell.
Oh man. Yeah, he's a dickhead.
He did
But
it on purpose.
you know, he just seems like a dirt bag. But that's unfortunate. That was an unfortunate injury. Because I follow the Phillies just because I know you. Otherwise I
Yeah.
wouldn't. But I always check on my friends' team, see what they're doing. I saw that. Felt for you, brother.
Felt sick. I
Yeah.
just got real quiet.
Oh,
Immediately after it happened, I was just like Google searching what happened, what happened.
oh,
Maybe it just like rolled off the thumb. Maybe he didn't break anything.
sickening. Really
They
sickening
had
shit.
they had the update really quick too. Like
Yeah.
fracture and just like meltdown on social media.
I mean, I 100% broke something in my hand playing slow pitch, and my shit fucking hurt for months. So it still hurts,
You
honestly.
also don't have the best surgeons in the world to fix
That's
you.
true. I also didn't go to the doctor or the hospital. I just came into work with a boxing glove hand. That shit was, whew. Yeah,
Well,
that
we
sucks.
Dave invited us to start playing flag football. It's been
Great. It's great. Dave doesn't do any of that shit when I lived there. I would have had an activity to do.
it's a fucking nightmare. But my knee hurts. It hasn't gone away since we played on Tuesday.
Who plays you, Nate?
Dave, yeah, and a bunch of randos that it's just like every time we play a sport, we're the worst one.
Who's the
Like
quarterback?
some kids. The friend of the guy that
Man,
invited Dave,
that's
and they're
funny.
like children. Like the first week we got trounced, but we were all right. And the second week they come in with wristbands of plays, and they can't even get it right. They can't even get. They're like changing the.
Camp MVP.
Seriously, they're like changing the colors that you are, so you can't keep
Oh my
track, and
God.
nobody's running the right routes. It's just
Is it like an organized thing?
no, not really. It's
Like,
just
where do you
like
play?
there's like a field down in Tempe where
There's something to do.
there's a definite like A side with these
Yeah.
big dudes that are just quick and
Yeah.
way better, and then there's us where there's guys that are quick, and then we play along with them.
That's funny. You know what? If I lived there, I'd play it. It's something to do.
Oh yeah, I figured you would, but no, damn. It's funny. We got into a little argument about uh how he is about baseball hitting a baseball isn't the hardest thing to do, and
Yeah, right, Dave. You wouldn't make contact, buddy.
we started going on a conversation about that. I'm like, Dave, they start throwing off speed stuff, you're not hitting anything. And
Off
he's like,
speed, I don't think he could hit a 60 mile an hour.
well, he was like, well, all you have to do is stick the bat out and you have a chance. And I was like, and I was talking about how football, you have to do more than one thing, just running. You have to catch and all this. And
I
then,
mean, that logic could apply to anything.
but then we come out and we play a couple days later, and he drops two passes wide open. So I'm just like, Dave,
Oh,
I
come
can,
on, Mr. Athlete.
I can run a straight line, but
Man.
can't seem to catch the ball.
See, I could, shoot 23 pointers, probably make at least one, I would hope. But you could put a lot of those guys in a 95-mile-an-hour batting cage, 20 pitches, they're not even touching it.
Nope. It was just I didn't say anything, but it just proved my point. And then he was telling Nate about it, and it was like this long-winded argument about, oh well, I went to catch it, and then I started to turn away to run, and I just fell out. It just like this long excuse.
Nobody likes excuses, Dave. You got to catch it before you start running.
You just dropped it.
It happens. Happens to the best.
You know what happens to the best?
What?
I don't know.
That watch anything?
that didn't roll in how I was.
Great segue.
That transition didn't roll how I wanted it to. Oh, you know what is the best? E.T. I did watch E.T. recently.
Oh God.
Typically, I do. Typically, I have an emotional response to that movie, but for some reason, I was feeling extra emotional watching it this time.
You were really emotional.
Oh yeah, it really got me, like lip quivering and everything. It was.
That's one of those movies. I love E.T., but I always kind of feel like shit after I watch it. So it's never been one that I can always watch.
Yeah,
like I got to be in a mood for it.
There is a serious, like depressive, like it hits you in a way that other movies don't for whatever reason. All the way from like when they start to get sick until the end. Like it's just,
oh yeah. That shot when he's like laying dead by the water at the little lake or whatever. Oh man, that shit used to disturb me. E.T.'s like gray.
Yeah, and then they start walking in with their astronaut outfits on.
Yeah,
terrifying.
But that
score,
film.
that fucking score by John Williams is like the best of the best.
I mean, John Williams, what can you say? Did you know E.T.'s part of Star Wars canon?
Yeah, I just watched the one that it's in the other day. What is it? The second one?
Oh yeah, the CGI sucked. That's the word. I don't want to take away. Talk about ET if you want. Keep talking.
No, please.
I sometimes I feel like I control the conversation.
This is a conversation show. This is a conversation show. Go ahead and say what you want.
I don't know
what can be said about ET.
Nothing. It's one of the fucking greatest. It's a fucking masterclass. Spielberg rules. Great music, like you said. But a couple weeks ago, we did an episode and I was talking about Star Wars. You said Rogue One was your favorite Star Wars movie. Holy Mary, Mother of God! I don't understand that at all. You're not the only one. Yeah, you're not the only one. People love that movie.
Yeah,
so disconnected from it, man. Just like, why do we need
I'm not saying that there's a point to it. I'm not
No,
saying that
I
the
know.
characters matter at all. I just think it's the most entertaining.
I was just like, I'm at the point now with Star Wars where they're starting to do the fill in for everything, where like everything needs an explanation and
Yep.
this timeline's got to be filled in. I'm just like,
Uh,
why do we need this fucking alternate group of people? I just don't care. I'm so lame, bored with it.
Obi-Wan
Over it.
Jabobi. Well, you're gonna
These
keep getting
characters are.
more. What?
Oh, my headphones disconnected.
Thought you were having a stroke.
Yeah, I don't know. Just I think I'm getting bored with Star Wars. By the time I got to that point, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm over it.
Well, everybody bitches about, we don't need this. And then they watch all 17 episodes of The Mandalorian. And it's like,
Oh, yeah.
what do you
Can't bring
expect to
myself to do
happen?
it. So I don't know. I'm getting through them. I just got the couple episodes left, and then I'm moving on with life.
When did you watch Rogue One?
Last weekend, I think.
Didn't see that. Would you rate it?
2.5.
You're a fucking idiot.
But Black Knight's a 3.
Well, when I saw that rating, I was like, that's a 3 just to prove that he thinks it's a good movie. It's not actually a 3.
Oh yeah, I think I put that much thought into it.
I'm gonna rate this a 3 so people think that I actually like it, but it's actually not that good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Dickie Roberts, on the other hand, 1.5. That movie fucking sucks.
We love being child stars on your television.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, I watched that one a lot growing up, but the last time I watched it somewhat recently, I was like, I'm good. I never have.
It's just so like, I know you're not supposed to watch something like that. It's like a serious thing, but it's just so dumb. Like, I want to relive the childhood I missed, so I need a family to take me in. Like, what? Who comes up with that shit?
Well, Rob Reiner thought it was a good idea to be in.
Yikes.
So did Brendan Fraser. So did
yeah, a lot of people.
A lot of people. Yeah, a lot. I
like Mary McCormick though. She's got some old fatties.
Yeah, she can be my mommy.
Mm-hmm. Give her my Dickie. What else you been watching?
Let's take a gander. I did, after a long time, as I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast yet or if we talked about this before we jumped on, but I did rewatch True Romance after many, many, many years. Did we talk about that beforehand?
Well, just quickly, because I told you I bought it, but
yeah,
I didn't really get into it.
Well, it was in that set, that Tarantino 20 set that came out several years ago, and yeah, I remember really, really liking it. And it was just one of those that I believe I watched like BL before Letterboxd, and
sure,
I was taken by it again. I think Patty is just so enticing in that movie. She's just so delightful. Mm-hmm. Christian Slater, he's got a lot of charisma in that movie. It's just there's just, you could tell it's a movie written by Tarantino, just with the way that all the movie stuff's involved, all these kung fu movies that nobody's ever heard of.
Right.
Just like this fucking nerd that gets a hooker bought for him. That sounds like something that would have happened to Tarantino when he was working at a video store.
Yeah, you know what? I watched that years ago now. Probably right when we were starting this or whenever, because Nick D loves that movie. And
yeah,
I picked up the Blu-ray because he told me about it. It's like $5 at Target one day. That's the only time I watched it, but I remember really liking it. So had to upgrade it. And like you said, it was entertaining. And at the very least, I thought, well, it'd be worth seeing Patty's titties in 4K.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A lot of people in that movie, though.
Looking forward to revisiting it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Watch Heavyweights.
Poor Chris Penn. He looks like he needs to go to Heavyweights camp.
Well, he's dead.
I know. You can't even get a good picture. His face is
oh man, it's bloated.
I can't even get a good picture.
I think he needs to go to Camp Hope. God damn.
I mean, he looks like Sean Penn inflated.
He does. What a summer classic Heavyweights is, by the way.
Oh,
I know we've talked about it before, but sometimes when you like, there's a movie that you love as a kid, a lot of times stuff doesn't hold up, but there's also stuff that does. Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. But there's also stuff that does hold up, and like then you can appreciate different parts that maybe you never really cared about. Like for example, maybe the hardest I've laughed this past time watching Heavyweights. I always get some audible laughs. Pat, do you know where the infirmary is? He's like, I always just ignored that part. I was fucking laughing my ass off about
Uh,
it.
no.
This fucking bull cut. He's just so miserable. Like,
Keenan's like, you've been coming here for 20 years and you don't know where the infirmary is.
Oh, what a great film.
I love it. It's like
so
one
good.
of Ben Stiller's best performances.
Oh, man,
just over the top, ridiculous villain.
The lights, the cinematography.
Although the villain was a bit over the top.
You're through here. So
and then he comes
good.
up and he's like,
man, that shit is still funny. Like, I don't care. As an adult, it's still fucking funny. So good.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it somewhat recently too, and it's just like it doesn't get old. It's just
summer classic, man.
Not something that you could not only get away with, but I don't think it'd be as funny anymore. No. Yeah, I think it was just like a lightning in a bottle sort of thing.
It's kind of a weird movie too, because like they make it seem like the whole ending is going to be like some showdown with Tony Perkis, but then at the end it's just the whole Apache relay thing. Like they just kind of throw it in there at the end, but it works, you know.
I like it. Yeah, it's like fuck being skinny.
Thanks for the best damn summer of my life. Oh, me too, Captain. I'm like, wow, this is actually kind of good. Holy shit.
Josh Birnbaum, come on up here, son. Get on the scale. Get off the scale.
Immediately fucking sends him off. And it's so fucking funny. Congratulations, Mr. Sims. You're the fattest boy in camp. Man. Oh, some good fat humor.
It's good. It's good.
You stink. You stink. You stink. You stink.
Wow. Good one. You spent all that time driving over here on a boat for that?
So you could say, you stink. Oh, yeah. And I'm Deion Sanders.
I'm not so good at sports. Oh yeah, and I'm Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders.
Speaking of fat people, did you see that we got an announcement for Clerks 3 trailer?
Who's the fat person in that?
Old Kevin Smith, I guess.
Kevin's skinny, man. Shit.
He had to be.
Yeah. I did
I'm afraid I'm going to go down that road.
I mean, some people just have that gene in them, you know, like some people are just fucking fat.
Yeah, and some people wear jean shorts and you stop.
Hockey jerseys.
God
yes.
Damn, dude.
By the time you're hearing this, the Clerks 3 trailer will already be out. Hopefully it's good, but you know,
yeah, second one wasn't, so
you've seen that movie probably one time, right?
I've seen it twice. One time too many.
No, I'm telling you, it'll grow on you.
Ooh, okay.
You don't think that's funny?
That's the only funny part.
Just the good dialogue about Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, and I don't know. It's very different from Clerks. Took me several years to appreciate it. I have a feeling the same thing will happen with Clerks 3. My initial reaction will probably be like, "Oh God." Hopefully over time it'll grow.
Agree.
I just hope it's not too woke.
Probably will be.
Like if I see,
but that's
Dante
the thing about
Hicks, he, him on his name tag, I'm going to be annoyed.
That's the thing about Kevin, is that especially recently, his humor is very in the moment. Like it's not timeless. It's just like jokes that make sense in the moment.
Yeah, it's true.
Is not good for a movie that you're hoping will last more than the one-time watch.
Right. I don't know. See, like that's the thing. I was one of the few people that enjoyed Jane Silent Bob Reboot the first time I watched it. Then I watched it again. I'm like, wow, this is pretty shitty.
Yeah, well, I should have listened to Dad the first time.
Dad's always right.
Dad's always right.
I'll be there to check out Clerks 3, but man, oh man, we'll see.
Let's hope it comes like Paramount Plus or something. I don't have to go to the theater.
I don't go to the theater anymore.
That's a definite like stay-at-home movie.
Oh God, I would not watch that with a crowd. Ugh.
Can you imagine the plume of BO that would be in that
Yes,
theater?
they should instead. The thing where they hand out 3D goggles. It should be a stick of right guard. Like fuck, that's a home film. Like Beavis and Butthead to the Universe. That was a home film and a great one. You see it?
Wait, I haven't seen any Beavis and Butthead stuff.
Man, so
I have
fucking funny.
morals.
It's funny though. It's funny.
To who?
To us intelligent folks, Beavis and Butthead stumble into a gender
And
studies class. It's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. like, I was shocked because it was like watch it, like had me laughing like the old days of Beavis and Butthead.
Wow, 3.5 stars, and it's great.
Hey, for what it is, that's a good, it's good.
It's a fine rating. That's a fine rating.
It's fine. Fine. Oh man. So what else do we got? Ooh. Are you a virgin?
Maybe.
Well,
Why?
maybe it was you that lit the black flame candle.
You can't call it Black Flame Candle anymore.
Gender neutral, non-binary candle,
Multicultural candle.
multicultural candle. Hocus Pocus 2.
I didn't hate this trailer.
I mean,
It was a minute long, but
I don't have any complaints. It was fine. Yeah, whatever. Could have been worse.
is it coming exclusively to Disney Plus?
Yes.
Like, is it a day and date thing? Is it
Uh,
coming out in theaters and on there at the same time?
I don't know if it's even coming to theaters. Just a Disney Plus
Oh,
movie event,
cool.
which I feel like that would make a killing in the theater. Maybe I'm wrong though. I don't know. With families, like,
Yeah,
that's popular. Like that's a fucking
people have been
popular
making
movie.
fake trailers and fake posters for years.
Years. So I don't know. Looked okay. There was actually. Did you see that? You probably didn't because you don't care and you have a life and you're not as pathetic as
Do
I am.
I?
There was a like a trailer reaction with the three of them watching the trailer
I
for the first
did
time.
start it and then I moved on
Yeah, that's about right.
because I would have just been looking at their expressions and then just going,
Oh, this is gonna suck. Well,
"What have I done?"
look, it's something to look forward to as the Halloween season approaches. I'll be able to
We
sit
could just
down,
look
click
forward to
play.
Halloween itself.
Yeah, click play, and don't have to go anywhere to watch it. And probably won't work. Sequels hardly work, especially that amount of time, unless you're like Train Spotting or something like that. But we'll give it a whirl. We'll give it
You're
a
gonna have
whirl.
a nice, cool fall.
Oh, come on out, bro. Come out in
That'd
October.
be that would be fun.
You don't have to. You could literally come out for like a few days. You don't have to make a big week out of it if you don't want to. Wednesday through Saturday.
Yeah.
Cheap flight. Dip into the scum fund. Cover the whole thing. Just got to get
Shit.
here. You don't have to pay to. You really won't have to pay for anything. You just come here.
You're gonna buy my November criterions?
Well, you'll have to pay for those.
You're gonna buy my food?
A grill for you. We do some steaks, some brats, whatever you want. Go to Meathead's Market. I got some mac and cheese brats for the 4th. I'm gonna grill up. They fatties about this big.
Wow.
Come on out, Daddy. Will treat you right.
That'll what?
What?
That's a good clip for the podcast.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and I need to come out there too. I know.
Yeah.
I have a weird relationship with that place.
Like a love hate or like
Well, there's just
hate.
mostly dislike, but every so often I'll be sitting around and I'll think of something that, oh man, that was a good time. Or even like yesterday when I went out to do the criterion, I'm thinking, man, this was way more fun when I was doing them with Nick.
Yeah, I agree.
It is what it is.
It's just not as satisfying anymore.
I know I can't do the videos by myself; they suck. We'll give them. We'll try it out. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, come on out.
It doesn't go well, we'll give up forever.
Give up forever. Well, what's today's topic? We're going to talk about some get A24.
Well, something that we tend to make fun of all the time.
This is so hypocritical of
A24
us.
A24 ranked.
This is so hypocritical of us to even do an episode like this.
Well, I mean, not really, because A24 put out good movies. It's not like it's I think it's just the shtick that we put on because some people think that the A24 is it.
Yes. Nobody in particular. There's a lot of people that are like obsessed with A24. It's become like a thing.
A24 is not like the indie studio, the hip indie studio anymore. It's like they're putting
Yeah.
out movies that everybody is seeing. I mean, I think they were saying that Everything Everywhere All at Once is like the first one to crack $100 million.
Yeah, that's not a small studio then.
No, they're I mean they're putting out big movies with big actors, so it's
What is
I
their
think
what is their next big thing to come out?
um
Or are we just doing this just to do it?
we're just to do it.
Fair
Well,
enough.
what made me think of it is a long-winded connection was that I went and saw Black Phone and that has Ethan Hawke, and Ethan Hawke is in First Reformed, which is an
Oh,
A24 movie. So it's like let's just do something that we've never done,
never
also
done.
made fun of, and
Made fun of many times.
gives us a topic of something to talk about. Let me see
But
what they
to
do
be
have coming
fair,
out.
there are a lot of, this was actually, I had to make some cuts when I was putting together my five favorites.
Yeah, it was a little tough. They do have a lot of good films, a lot of good things they put out. Looks like the next thing they have coming out is in August. It's a movie called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. A murder
Oh, okay.
transpires during a party between young rich and backstabbing friends.
There's one coming out with Finn Fuckhard and what's her name? Julianne Moore. Is that her?
Which one is that?
I don't know. I just maybe I'm imagining things.
Maybe you just have a hard on for Finn
No, I
Fuckhard.
can't stand that fucking guy.
You
It's
mean
when you
you're not
finish
going to watch the last episode of Stranger Things?
no, and it's called When You Finish Saving the World, directed by Jesse Eisenberg.
Ooh.
I don't know what it's about. I just saw a picture about it.
High school student Ziggy performs original folk rock songs for an adoring online fan base. This concept mystifies his formal and uptight mother, Evelyn, who runs a shelter for survivors of domestic abuse. Oh my God. We are getting the return of J.O. Sanders,
What was he from?
Ranch Wilder, and Angels
Oh
in the
my
Outfielder.
god.
He's also
J.O.
also in the big.
Sanders.
He's also in the Big Green.
Oh my god. J.O. Sanders is Roger.
I haven't seen that guy in a while.
Wow.
There's a lot of narration stuff recently, but whew, glad
Why
to see that Jesse Eisenberg is using a star-studded cast.
why can't they just give the main character a normal name? Fucking Ziggy? God, that's just annoying right off the bat.
Very Jewish name too, Ziggy Katz.
Well, have you seen Finn's nose?
I don't like looking at that kid.
I just don't like him in general. He comes off like a pompous ass.
Yeah, well, especially because he has a band.
The band fucking sucks shit, by the way. If he wasn't an actor, that band would be playing in a fucking garage.
Oh, you mean like Keir Gilchrist band?
Yeah, exactly. Fucking trash.
The film is based on Eisenberg's 2020 audio drama of the same name.
Wow.
Interesting. So it holds a special place to him, I guess.
Well, interesting. There's a lot of great A24 films. There are some shitty ones though too.
Oh,
I realized that when I was going through the list. Like, wow.
There's some pretty bad ones.
Yeah.
Spring Breakers. X.
Haven't seen it, but yeah, probably sucks.
Midsommar.
Oh, horrible. Fuck Florence Pugh and that dumb crown.
PU.
Yeah,
so we're gonna go through I guess we'll go through some honorable mentions first, but we'll go through our top 5 A24 films.
Sure,
and then
why not?
We'll call it a day and never speak of this topic again.
Never, ever, ever again.
Don't tell anybody we're talking about this right now.
Shh. Got any honorable mentions?
Ooh, you bet I do.
Kick it off.
One that I actually rewatched recently. One of the couple documentaries that they put out. It's called De Palma, Ever heard of
Hmm,
it?
I have.
Whether or not you're a fan of the man himself, Brian De Palma, I think this is the perfect way to do a documentary about somebody's life and filmography because they just sit the guy down. He goes into his early life, maybe like a couple minutes, he talks about it, and then he just goes through each movie he's directed and just talks about the making of things that happened, budgetary issues, things with the studio, things with the actors, just behind
No,
the scenes stuff.
I haven't seen it, but if I were to sit down and watch a documentary, like you said, about a filmmaker, that's how I would like to see it, you know?
Yeah. And it was directed by Noah Baumbach and Jake Paltrow, who is, if I'm not mistaken, Gwyneth Paltrow's brother.
Oh,
Very simplistic, though. He just goes through the timeline of his movies, talks about issues and things that happened with, this, like I said, the studios, the actors involved. He talks about just personal things that behind the scenes stuff that you would never know otherwise,
what
straight
else
from
could
the
you ask for?
yeah, straight from the man himself. So I really, really enjoy that one. I do like his stuff. Not my favorite, but it it
Yeah.
it does help when you at least like some of the stuff that the person's done.
Yeah, I need to. He's one of those guys I need to take some time to get more into his stuff or check out some more of it because it's kind of a mixed bag for me with his filmography from what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean he's got some really good ones like Carrie and Blowout and
Yeah,
Dress to Kill, and then he's got some real clunkers, but he just has very varied filmography.
it's interesting.
Scarface, if that's your thing.
Oh
Mission
yeah,
Impossible.
I forgot he even did Scarface. Ugh.
Yeah. And he kind of talks about how that movie wasn't a huge success, but then it started jumping into the rap culture and kind of had a second life because
I
of that
don't think
stuff.
I don't think it's that great of a movie. I don't know. I mean, it's okay. I like it. It's
Mm.
fine.
Holy shit. I guess Letterbox thinks it's a good movie. I haven't seen that's another one I haven't seen in a really long time.
I just always thought like because of how popular it was, like you just said, like rappers and MTV Cribs, they always had pictures of Scarface. Like I
GTA
thought it
Vice
was that.
City.
Yeah, I thought it was like if there was like The Godfather and Goodfellas in terms of quality, it's just
No,
whatever. It's all
tis
right.
not. Tis not.
Unfortunately,
That's one of
interesting.
mine.
Good pick. We talked about Jesse Eisenberg a few seconds ago, so stick with the theme. End of the tour.
Ooh,
Jesse
good one.
Eisenberg. What's that fucking guy's name? Jason Siegel.
Yeah.
Jason Seagal. Um, based on author David Foster Wallace as true story. Um, Jesse Eisenberg is a reporter from the Rolling Stone who's interviewing him, and it's just one of those good dialogue films. Not a whole lot
Mhm.
going on.
Subtle.
Yeah, very subtle, but interesting because I didn't know anything about the guy. Um, Spoiler alert: he kills himself at the
Yeah,
at
he's
the that's how he died. He hung
he's
himself.
very troubled.
Yeah, but it's really interesting dialogue. Just one of those that kind of keeps your attention. So really, really enjoy that movie. You know, if there weren't some of these really elite films on this list, that would have snuck in there. It's hard to keep that one off. It's really good though. I've seen it a few times.
That one was good. I remember
Yeah,
watching.
love it.
Uh One that won't make my list, maybe, I don't know, maybe surprisingly, but Uncut Gems.
Ah,
We don't really
okay.
have to go too deep into that one. We did a whole let's talk about just rattle
Yeah.
off a couple others. The Lobster would probably make it on there. It Comes at Night. I really
Huh.
like that one a lot.
Been
Waves
waiting
is really
5 years
good.
for you to answer that question.
You
Hey
just
Nick,
don't listen.
what comes at night?
You just don't listen. Just like the tree of life, you don't listen to that explanation either. Some people you just can't change their mind because they don't listen.
Give me something to listen to. Maybe I would.
I'm
Uh,
just
Sean Penn wandering in the desert. Oh, Jessica Chastain floats in the air. It sucks.
that's rich coming from you.
Black Knight's better.
Oh God. Eighth grade is on there, but one that I want to talk about real quick is a smaller film from 2013, Lock, with
Never seen it. Oh,
Tom
that's Tom
Hardy.
Hardy. Yeah.
Yeah, where he's just in a car the whole time. It's
I
I
didn't
think
know
it's
that
just
was A24.
yeah, I think it's I was surprised going back and looking and see what some things were and weren't.
Yeah.
Just really simple story. He gets off work, he's driving somewhere, you don't know where, you don't know why, and he starts getting phone calls in his car, and you start to realize what's going on, and the layers keep getting peeled back, and it starts to become more and more intense. And
I've
he
scrolled
just, it's
past that.
one man
Yeah,
performance. He's really good in it.
I've scrolled past that countless times. Maybe I'll give it a watch.
Yeah,
Kind of selling me. It's
really quick
interesting.
movie, 85 minutes,
Whew,
less than an hour and a half.
that's what I like.
Yeah, I I really enjoy it. It's
Nice.
great performance by the man himself.
Excellent. Got another honorable mention here. Casey Affleck, Rooney Mara, A Ghost Story.
Wow.
Is that on your list anywhere?
It is not on my list. It's one that I do need to go back and watch though.
Yeah. Fucking surreal, odd film,
Ethereal.
ethereal. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. One of those things, it's really kind of hard to talk about. You just need to check it out. It's so out there and different with how it comes across, but I've seen it a few times. Always kind of sticks with me. Very well done. Just kind of a somber,
Yeah.
you know, leap off your balcony after you watch it type of movie.
Never eat pie the same way again.
Oh, great scene. Eat her pie.
God damn. I don't know why. That just sounded horrible.
I eat her apple pie that she was eating in that film. I'd sit down and share it with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Totally. Well, let's go ahead and get into to our lists, I suppose. Now, number 5 for me. I did mention this a couple minutes ago as the inspiration for this podcast. Rewatched it last night. First Reformed.
Ooh.
Starring
Ooh.
Ethan Hawke, directed by Paul Schrader of Taxi Driver fame.
Fuck.
Man,
That's
it's
a good movie. It's a good movie.
maybe one of the more hopeless, depressing movies there
Uh-huh.
is out there. Ethan plays a pastor in, I guess you could say, a dying church, and he starts to lose his faith. He starts to see things going on around him. He has a conversation with the husband of Amanda Seyfried, who kind of tells him, "Hey, we're headed towards." Are you paying attention? Or are you just not?
No, I'm listening to you. Listen to some music.
Speaking of music, though, the music in this is on Apple Music, but it's very haunting.
Ooh,
It's definitely done
that?
by a guy who doesn't typically do scores, so I think it has that sort of who are the Nine Inch Nails guys that do a lot of intro
Trent Reznor.
stuff. Yeah, it has that feel, a little bit of that, but it's just the movie itself is just like, it's hard to describe.
It's very hard to describe. I've seen it once. I loved it.
Yeah,
Now I need to rewatch it because it's like fuck.
but it definitely tackles the issues of faith, and I guess the relationship between faith and like what see, it's hard to explain.
It is hard to explain. I know what you're getting at. I wish I could elaborate more because I've only seen it that one time.
It's
But
just,
love Ethan Hawke, and it's a fucking weird movie, especially the ending.
yeah, I think it's one of his best performances.
Yeah,
I think
this has also been a movie we talked about in the past where you recommend a movie to somebody. It was stupid.
Oh God,
I've been shot
yeah.
down with First Reformed before. All right, well, don't fucking ever ask me again to tell you what to watch.
I probably wouldn't tell anybody to watch this movie that I didn't think
I know.
would watch
you give
it.
people too much credit.
There's definitely questions that come from watching it, but I think that it's one that will make you ask questions. That ending itself is just like, what?
Yeah, man. See,
I will say that I do wish he would have done what he was going to do.
Yes. I could get off here right now and watch it.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know. It's a little bit of a slow burn, but I think people.
Paul Schrader's great.
It. I just love when people like dissect religion, I guess,
yeah,
and just talk about people who are having trouble with their faith and questioning it. And
Ethan Hawke is so fucking underrated. I don't know how. I don't know how.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
think
think
the guy's world class.
he gets some big stuff. I mean, he was in a Marvel thing recently, and people are talking about him more. But I
Yeah,
think they don't talk about the things they should be talking about. Well, they talk about Jesse all the time, so
it's true. It's
but
true.
not Boyhood.
Not Boyhood. I don't know why. His performance as dad was great.
It is. It's more understated though.
Mason Senior,
Not to mention Cedric
the entertainer.
Kyles.
Oh,
Cedric Kyles is what he goes by in this. But yeah,
ah,
he's good in this.
Cedric Diggory.
Yeah, just deals with the ever growing disaster of a planet that we're living on and what people have done and how it affects people and
Wow,
people doing very drastic things.
very deep analysis of
Mhm.
First Reformed. Paul Schrader rules. Love that guy. His shit's great. Um, Number 5 for me. You talked about it as an honorable mention. Like you said, we won't get too into it because we've talked about it to death. Uncut Gems,
Uncut
Safty Brothers. Yeah,
Gems.
I actually had good time on my honorable mentions. Another one that was so fucking close to squeezing onto the top 5, man. It's hard to leave shit off. Safties are great. Uncut Gems is like 2 hours of just anxiety. Um, Howard Ratner, Adam Sandler's character, is a total fucking unlikable
Scumbag.
dirtbag. I'm gonna
and
come.
and yet you still kind of empathize with him.
Yeah, it's just fucking. I don't know. He's just a sleazeball into gambling. He's got debts to pay and gets himself in trouble with fucking this pawning off
It's
shit that he shouldn't. And
it's just
look,
like
it's great.
at a certain point, you'd think he'd figure out maybe I shouldn't do this, but he just keeps getting deeper into it. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I can fix this with something that'll make me deeper into the
yeah,
situation.
that's really a good way to sum it up. He keeps trying to come up with a solution for the problem, and it gets him deeper and deeper into shit. And I love when Adam Sandler does dramatic stuff. God,
Mhm.
and two of the must-own criterions, in my opinion, are Uncut Gems and Punch Drunk Love. Just essential viewing experiences. Give that guy more dramatic roles and less Hubie Halloween and shit. But um, yeah, Uncut Gems is awesome. God, Julia Fox, man, I don't know what happened to her now. She seems like she's on cocaine, a little too skinny for my taste, but
She went down the rabbit hole,
she did. But man,
the
in this
white
film,
rabbit hole.
oh my God, almost had to pause it. Actually, I might have. Great film.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is one that I also showed people, but they did like it. They did really
yes.
like it.
People
And
just seem to like this one.
yeah, it's a little more palatable. It's just really intense.
It's a fucked up movie.
And that ending though, it just like hits you.
Oof. It's a good
First
one.
time I first time I watched it, I just like sat there like,
I know.
what the fuck?
I mean, without like spoiling it, it's just in that moment at the end, he's so overcome with the excitement that he won the bet that he's kind of tuning everything out. And
hmm
big mistake, Howard.
Big mistake. My number 4 on this list is one of my favorite directors working today, if not my favorite. Robert Eggers, The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse. Talk
2019
away.
film, stars Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. They star as lighthouse wikis, or like lighthouse keepers,
William
and
Defoe.
William Dafoe and Bob Pattinson. And it's just like a fever dream of a
Fucking
uh,
fucked up movie.
once again a movie that's hard to explain. But A24, not everything is the same, but they all have the same sort of there's a tone, there's a vibe to them
Sure.
mostly all the time. Um, but this one is bizarre, black and
This is
white.
not one that you'd want to recommend to a bunch of people either.
No, definitely not. Black and white film shot with a 1:19:1 ratio, so it feels old school. Like this movie feels like it was shot in
It
whatever
does.
1897,
That
whenever
shot
it
right at the
was.
beginning when they're staring at the camera. I love that. I
Oh,
love that fucking
that
shot.
was
It's
my
so good.
favorite, my
Oh, it's so
favorite
good.
shot. But it's just a descent into madness. You get these two guys that are maybe two guys.
I still don't really know what's going on in that movie, to be honest with you.
Hysteria.
Yeah. I need
Uh,
to watch it again.
yeah, hysteria, hallucinations. Things are weird. seems like Willem Dafoe is trying to mess with Rob Pattinson a lot, and that sends him
Yeah.
down a rabbit hole of
I
despair.
would say it's probably one of the least accessible
Yeah,
films on these lists or of anything A24 has done.
it's
It's bizarre.
it's definitely the least accessible of the Eggers films.
Oh, for sure, for sure,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I mean we've probably talked this one to death. But I just think Eggers has a real feel on what he likes to do and the history of what he makes. And
I'm right there with you.
I find it absolutely enthralling to watch. And anything he does, like he could film himself taking a shit and I would watch it. And I would want to learn the history of the folk tales of that shit that he flushed down the
He's,
toilet.
we've talked about it before, but he's 3 for 3. I mean,
Yeah.
really, and not just like, oh, that one was pretty good. Like 3 really fucking good movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I just
anything he
think,
does is exciting.
and I don't feel like he comes off pretentious in a way that people like him in his situation would. Like,
Ari Aster, Ari,
yeah, Ari ass
Ari,
turd.
fucking dummy.
Ugh, annoying cunt.
Love the Lighthouse. People still, for some dumb reason, associate Robert Pattinson as just being Twilight Boy, but
Well, now they'll talk about Batman,
that's
which
good.
is better
That's
than
fine.
Twilight,
I
but
agree.
it's maybe
It's like
not
the
the film he should
the
be known for.
it's like the least sucky of the two.
Your turn, buddy.
Great pick. Love the Lighthouse. See, love when we do this. It makes me want. Oh, it's Criterion mug. Did that come with a tampon for your pussy?
Yeah.
Number 4 for me. Love this movie. Love all these movies. Ex Machina,
Ooh.
directed by Al Garland.
What?
Is that who? Alex?
Alex.
Well, Al. Al Garland.
You can
God,
call me Al.
you can call me Al.
And then
Weird.
walks down the street. He says, "Why?"
Great music video, Chevy Chase classic. But man,
I
Ex
showed
Machina.
you that, and
Yeah,
you
you.
just like blew
I
it
know.
off.
I know. That was one of those things. I came back to you. I'm like, you know what? You told me about this, and I should have listened to you at the time. Hey, I can admit my mistakes. You were right. So good. Um, Ex Machina though, something about I've seen this movie out of all these on this list. I've seen this more than any of them. This is a very easy movie to go back to. For some reason, I just get in the mood to watch this movie. Like,
It's just
I don't
it's
know
funny
why.
like which ones we each go back to because I
Yeah,
have not gone back to Ex Machina in a while.
I mean, God, I've probably 5 or 6 times I've seen this, and I don't know why. I just get the something about the setting,
Hmm.
like it's in that. I don't know where they shot it, New Zealand or something. It's like a actual hotel, but the
It
whole
just doesn't
building's
feel
made
like a
of
real
glass.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Oscar Isaac's the head of this software company, like Bill Gates type of guy. What's his name? Dom Hall Gleason.
Donald
Dom
Gleason.
Dumb
Donald.
Hall. Donald
Don,
wins a contest.
Donald.
Donald wins a contest and
Barbara
goes,
Streisand.
yeah,
Streisand.
goes and spends some time with Oscar Isaac's character, and it's fucking crazy. And he's part of this
I'm gonna
experiment,
rip up
this
the fucking
test.
dance floor.
Oh man, so good. Really, just you have to watch it if you like sci-fi. Very, very cool. Just a very visceral, atmospheric, really well done.
Alicia Vikander too
Man,
as a
yeah,
robot.
as a robot, man,
Once
oh man,
again, that ending is just like, oh my god.
really, just really well shot movie too. Like the first shot when you see her with her like transparent arms and stuff, the glass in the background is really whew,
Haunting.
haunting. Um, Unfortunately, though, I haven't got on board with some of the other stuff Alex Garland's done. I haven't seen Men yet, but Annihilation I just could not get into. But I love Ex Machina. So
I read what happened in Men. It just sounds ridiculous.
is
It's like
is my theory right about that movie? About what it means?
kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, there's there's like some rebirthing stuff that goes on. It's sounds strange. Like I
Yeah,
want to see it, but
I'll watch it.
it seems more in the vein of Annihilation, where it's very confusing and doesn't.
And to be honest, I would give that movie another watch too.
I like
I feel
Annihilation.
like I would. Maybe it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Love me some Natalie Portman though. So
Body horror,
watch
that
Ex
whole
Machina though. One of the great recent sci-fi films, in my opinion.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we talked a little bit about these guys a few minutes ago. Josh and Benny Safdie. Good time. My number 3 pick
Woo.
for 2017. Speaking of I mean, these guys are just good at creating what feels like old school 70s films that just give you panic
Yeah.
attacks.
Yeah, it really does have a 70s vibe to it.
Yeah, it's shot very guerrilla-like. Once again, Robert Pattinson. This is another film I think he should be known for.
Oh my God. So good.
And Benny Safdie gives one of the great mentally ill performances.
Mentally challenged.
Mentally challenged performances
Mentally
by a
ill.
person that's not mentally challenged.
Yes, it is very convincing.
He's very
Also
good
great
in
to
it.
see Barkhad Abdi back on the big screen.
Yeah, Barkhad Abdi, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Buddy Duress, which I guess is like a friend of theirs. He was in some of their earlier stuff, but he pops up every once in a while. I do want to see that one coming to Criterion soon called Daddy Longlegs that they made.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That is coming out. I do like them though. From what I've seen, two winners, you know.
Yeah. Once again, another movie that involves money and going down rabbit holes that just make everything way more intense. They rob a bank and then they're on the run trying to get a bail bond to get his brother out of jail because he gets caught. And
if you're a cinephile and you suffer from an anxiety disorder, make sure you're well prepared if you're diving into the Safdie's films because
and if you're a pedophile, there is a scene in this film for you.
What's the pedophile scene? Oh yeah. Oh, you're right. Fuck.
Yeah, with the young black girl.
The young black girl.
Yeah.
Great movie. Great movie.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Really, really enjoyed that one. Hopefully that one gets a Criterion or a 4K or something at
I
some
can
point.
see that for sure. That's hopefully sometime soon. Number 3 for me, directed by Jonah Hill, who I really don't like. I think he's a fucking douchebag, but he did a good job with this. Yeah, I don't like the way he comes off. Comes off like he's real hot shit. And, you know, I guess he is. I mean, whatever. I wish I had his life, but
I mean, I guess I could see that.
Yeah, and the new style that he's got, I don't know what he's going for. He's a weirdo, but did a great job. Did a great job with mid-90s, capturing the 90s.
This is my second, so we'll talk about this one.
Okay. Let's do a little back and forth here.
All right.
Captures the 90s such a great way. Yeah. One of those films, there's certain films when they're set in a time period, they almost feel like they were shot then, you know, like Dazed and Confused. I always thought, I know you're not a huge fan, but when I saw that years ago, I thought, oh, this movie's got to be from like the late 70s. I mean, I had no clue it was from the 90s. And if you watch mid 90s, it just gives you that vibe. Like it doesn't seem like a new movie. So,
I do get a hard on for like when things are shot a certain way, like they came from the time. Cause I think once again, it's shot in that aspect ratio that feels like, it feels like one of those handheld cameras that you film your skate videos on. It's grainy. It feels like it's from the 90s. Like when he goes into his brother's room, it's just like all 90s stuff.
You really got to hit all the attention to detail if you're going to do something like that. And they did very well. And I was never a skateboarder, hung out with a lot of guys that skated though. And just, I could really relate to this movie. It just reminds me of hanging out with buddies. And
I tried. I hung out with people that skated. I had the equipment. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. I was just always into that like group, you know, of people. And man, it hits, you know, it's great performances from some of those youngins, Sonny Soljic.
Yeah. Not Kelm Smith.
Great. I mean, yeah, it's Lucas Hedges playing the same role he usually plays, but you know, he does it well.
Yeah, Catherine Waterston is the mom. She's good.
She looks fucking good in that movie, man.
Yeah. And then Ryder McLaughlin, who played Fourth Grade, he ended up being in another movie very similar
That's
North
right.
Hollywood.
I watched that on your recommendation. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
Riley
it's like if you
Cosgrove.
like, yeah, if you like mid '90s, then give that one a shot. It's got the same vibe. I don't think it's as good,
It's not, but
but
it's
it's
it
got
was
some of
good.
the same actors, and it's got Vince Vaughn in another serious role.
Yeah. Mid 90s was just really well done, though. Really well done. Great choice of music. And like I said, just captures the 90s. And it's
It
really cool.
said that Chad Muska appears as a homeless man.
Oh, shit.
I didn't know
Another
that.
one I need to rewatch.
Harmony Korine is in it.
Ooh.
Appears briefly as a sexual partner of Dabney, which is Catherine Pete Watterson.
Oh, shit.
Interesting.
Best
I
scene
don't
in that is the party scene, I think.
think so.
Yes.
Well, it's got that chick Alexa Demi who's like big now because she's in Euphoria.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
She's
another
also
pedophile
in
movie. Mid
which
90s.
one? Oh yeah, seriously. But it's okay
Okay.
when
It's
it's
okay.
a boy.
Yeah. The boys can be victimized, no problem. I just like
Yeah.
how that chick's got a poster of the Cure in her room while she's trying to seduce this young man.
What? Oh, and speaking of this, the score was done by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross for this one.
That's right. That's right. I
Great
believe
soundtrack.
um heard an interview with Jonah Hill. I think it was on the Stern show that like he never actually met with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They never
I
met.
think I heard that
Like it
from
was all
you.
over email. Like
Yeah,
they never taught. Like there was no meeting. It was all done through email. He asked, and then he sent him a copy, and they scored it, and that was it. Really weird.
that's cool though. I
Yeah,
mean, talk about really having a feel. Talking about being
yeah,
good at your craft.
very very well
Can you
done.
believe that Sonny Solchik is Atreus in God of War?
I had no clue until like not too long ago. I was like, wow, good for him. He's
That's
actually
crazy.
those kids are all real skateboarders.
Yeah,
So
he's really good. He and Nicole Smith, they're both in North Hollywood as well. It was almost like a clashing of
yeah,
uh of casts.
that is a good point. That movie is like a pretty good companion piece, I think, and nobody knows about that movie. It's like
No,
really under the
I don't even
radar.
know. I don't even know where it came. I think I just saw the poster and
Yeah,
realized that kid looked really familiar.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. Oh yeah, North Hollywood, great companion piece to mid '90s.
Yeah, a lot of the same actors, a lot of skateboarding.
I love skateboarding.
Skateboarding is for the birds.
What else you got?
Well, I have my number one. Do you have a number two?
Oh, that's right, because we kind of overlapped. Well, sure. This is fucked up because no, this is perfect. Let's go to your number one because your number one's my number two.
Okay. So confident, are you?
I'm 100% sure.
My number one A24 film. My number one witch film, The Witch from 2015.
So fucking good. Yes, this is my number two. Very like could easily be number one on any given day.
I can't think of what your number one would be then.
You'll find out. Let's hear you talk about the witch.
Oh, well, I remember seeing the trailer for this back when AADA was at 24th Street and we were still down on the first floor. And
A long time ago.
yeah, I was like, wow, that looks pretty cool. I think I'll check it out. Went and saw it. Really liked it the first time. But as the years have gone on and the many times I've watched it, it's just become one of my favorite movies ever. Maybe like it doesn't really get much better when it comes to atmosphere and ambience.
Couldn't agree with you
Uh,
more, brother. It sneaked into my top 50.
Anya Taylor-Joy is terrific. I believe her first performance, at least the first one where she was notable. And I just, once again, the dissection of religion and the effect it has on people and their faith. And Ralph,
Another movie that won't be for everyone.
nope. But I think it's more palatable than, say, A Lighthouse.
Agreed. Slow burn.
I've showed this to a few
Slow burn.
people, and nobody has not liked it so far.
Well, it must be nice. I'm done recommending movies to people. See, when you look, not to like sound pretentious or whatever, but when you kind of like your friends know you as like the movie guy,
Yeah.
like a lot of people, hey, what should I watch? Or what do you think of this? I'm like, no two people think the same, Don't come to me for recommendations. Just check it
Yeah.
out.
they'll be like, "Oh, you're the movie guy. Have you ever seen Wedding
Yeah,
Crashers?" I'm like, "No." They're like,
no,
"Well, you're the movie guy. Why
yeah,
haven't you seen it?" I'm like, "There's thousands, tens of thousands of movies that have
yeah.
ever been made. Wedding Crashers is not on my list."
Sometimes when you're recommending movies to people who aren't like, big time movie enthusiasts, you gotta bring it down a little bit.
You have to
Instead of
know
The
your
Witch, maybe.
audience.
Like instead of The Witch, you gotta recommend something else. I don't know what.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. Yeah. Have you seen Casper?
Yeah. Oh, what about Casper and Wendy?
I love The Witch though. Love it.
Yeah,
I didn't. I hated it when I saw it.
I remember, but see,
Must
that's
have
why
been the two dopes that I was in the theater with.
oh, definitely. I'm sure you both were just like inciting each other. Just like, dude, this fucking sucked. Yeah, dude, I know it fucking sucked. This is fucking.
That's not too far off. It just okay. My one recommendation to anyone watching this movie: turn on the subtitles.
You have to,
Yeah, I
which I guess could
remember.
be an indictment of the movie, but it just makes it better.
Yeah,
It makes it more authentic.
I remember being in the theater and really struggling to pick up on what they were fucking talking about a lot of times. It was a totally different experience though, watching it with the subtitles. And even when I first watched it and didn't like it, boy, that ending was something that stuck with me. Even when I
Yeah,
left the theater that day and that night, I was thinking about that ending.
we've said it many times, but haunting is the
Oh
only
my
way you can describe
God.
that ending.
And it's just such a simple film. You don't see
It's
much.
a micro masterpiece. It's an hour and a half long and super simple. I
Said
don't think
many
it's
times.
slow, but I could see maybe why people would think it would be.
It's like it's it's a slow burn, but not like it's not boring slow. Like it keeps you engaged. You want to be a part of the slow burn.
The witch shenanigans begin right at the beginning.
That's true. That's true. And I don't know. I think, people go into this expecting, like, oh, am I going to see a witch on screen for 45 minutes? But I've always thought with horror movies, less is more.
That's
Leave it to your
exactly what I was going to
imagination.
say.
Leave
Exactly
it
what
to
I
your
was going to say.
imagination. And the thing is, it's not totally omitted here. You do get some fucked up, disturbing imagery, but
Immediately.
immediately. But a lot of it is, you know, your mind wandering and, hey, cat.
What are you doing? Yeah, but
Thackeray Binks.
Thackeray Binks.
But The Witch is something else. It is one of my favorite horror movies, and like you said, one of my favorite movies, and easily on any given day could have been my number one pick.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna look real quick at my list and see if I can decipher what might be your number one. Maybe it's one I haven't seen. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it
You in the
is.
mood for feeling like you need to take a shower after watching a film?
Period blood, anyone?
You want to dig through the garbage with a bunch of disgusting body odor fucks who are selling magazines? Well, I'd like to make money and get turned.
Ever take a shower? Nope.
Nope.
Blood bleed on his dick? Yep.
Are you a blue tuber? Yep.
Yep.
You ever touch a woman? Nope.
Nope.
Got raging body odor? Yep.
Yep. Got a raging heart on? Yep.
American Honey, directed by Andrea Arnold or Andrea. I don't know how you
I think
pronounce her
it's
name.
Andrea.
Andrea. Man, road movie. Shia LaBeouf, who I'm a fan of. Guy's very controversial. A lot of people don't like him. I think he's a great actor who's always kind of causing a distraction for something stupid that he's doing that takes away from his craft.
Yeah.
But I enjoy him as an actor. I think this is his best performance.
It's weird too, because it seems like at the time when he was getting a lot more praise than usual, he kind of disappeared now.
Yeah, it almost kind of felt like maybe he was on
Coming
the
back.
upswing. Yeah, kind
I
of
don't
getting
know.
on the
Did he
right
do
track.
something else after Honey Boy?
I don't, the accountant, that piece of shit, or not the accountant, the tax collector.
Oh God.
That
That's
fucking movie. He
why.
got like a big tattoo on his body and nobody
That's
saw the
what
movie.
happened. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Well, he cut his face for Fury.
Yeah, Fury was good. I
I
do like
like
Fury.
I like Fury.
Yeah, but American Honey's just one of those. It's a coming of age film. It's a road movie. Centers on this girl, portrayed by Sasha Lane, who very troubled youth.
She
Could
ended
tell
up
that
like kind of getting a bigger career because of this.
she did, yeah. You could tell right from the beginning she doesn't have a lot going on for her. Really broken, fucked up family life, but she ends up kind of linking up with this traveling magazine sales crew. Shia LaBeouf, one of the main
Riley
guys,
Keough.
Riley Keough. My God,
Mm.
love that
Elvis's
white trash look.
granddaughter.
Yeah, um, yeah. These people are fucking. These people are fucking disgusting idiots. By the way, I've been scammed by these people before. I've had people knock on my door to
Oh,
sell magazines, and one time my mom stupidly wrote a check for a magazine subscription. Never saw the magazine,
your
and then
mom's
the
a
next,
moron.
I
Your
know.
mom is a moron.
I'm
She's
like,
a
what the? I'm like,
moron.
what the fuck? And then like 5 days later, some other guy came knocking on the door with the same shtick. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. They've already hit, they already hit the place once, but
Was
that's
she
a real
dying for
thing.
People magazine?
I don't know. That's the real thing. Just groups of people that go around selling magazines, and this girl gets involved with their crew, and it's a coming of age epic. It's a long movie. It's
Mhm.
disgusting,
Yeah.
dirty,
Yeah.
filthy film.
Made with non-actors.
Non actors. I like that though. It reminds me, it says a lot about where I live, but it reminds me of a lot of people that I just, have encountered in my life and in school. It's like I know those fuckers. So
So
really
it's
well
like
done.
a true to life story.
Yeah, it's I don't know how to describe it. I know a lot of
Shitty?
people. No, no, I know you weren't big on it, but
I don't
it's
hate
just,
it.
yeah, it's one of those that I've seen countless times, and it was one of those that the trailer just kind of immediately. I was like, "What is this?" Shia LaBeouf looks badass in this
Boo
movie.
whoop-a-doo, boo woo, boop-a-doo, woo.
Yeah, man, but it's great. I wish that movie would get the Criterion treatment. To be honest with you,
I think it
I
will
mean,
at some point.
yeah. Again, though, it's just one of my favorites. One of my favorite films, and it's really well done. If you're a fan of coming of age, it's not your typical sort of coming of age. It's a lot more rough, I guess, but man, it's
Yeah.
good. It's really good. Really
Maybe
good.
it'll get a maybe they're working on the 4K version of it.
Please, Shy's Rat Tail in 4K. Sign me up.
Oh, every follicle, every single drop of blood from that tampon.
Oh my god! Enough with the fucking tampon. Man, he fucking pulls that out of her and raw dogs it. Sorry if you're listening to your kids or with your kids, but you shouldn't be anyways. So
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you?
yeah,
Yeah, but that wraps it up.
as much as we make fun of A24, there it's not so much making fun of A24 as it is the audience, I guess. But
You typically it's the audience.
yeah, there's a lot of amazing content from A24, and I'm always kind of, it's to the point when you hear them attached to something, it's kind of like, oh, wonder what's going on there. Don't
Yeah,
like everything they've done. Some of them I hate.
yeah.
Everywhere, everything, all at
Same.
once, or whatever the fuck that dumbass
Oh
movie
my
is.
god.
Most overrated pile of shit I've ever seen. I'm taking that to my grave. You need to watch that. I want to talk to you about it.
I know I want to, but obviously not that badly because I haven't
Yeah,
yet.
because in the back of your mind, Big Daddy S is probably right.
No, we disagree on quite a few things.
Yeah, we do. Hellfest is a 4.5 star.
Your idiotic review of the Batman.
Is that the word? Look, I just don't like Batman, I think.
Maybe that's it.
I just don't like
Or
comic books.
white privilege.
Yeah, that's true. Dude, what? Okay, speaking of that, this is random, but I was watching God, what movie was the High Fidelity with
With her?
I didn't know that was okay. I didn't know who her mom was.
Yeah.
And I was watching, I'm like, this chick looks exactly like Zoe Kravitz. And then I'm like,
Is
holy
she
fuck, it's her
wait,
mom.
is she in like the movie?
The mom is, yeah, but they look alike.
Because she's in a show about Zoe's in a show about high fidelity too.
No, I
Her
was
mom
watching
is in the movie.
the John
Oh,
Cusack movie
what's her
from
name? Bonet.
yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because
Yeah.
it was the first thing I thought of when I saw her on the screen. I'm like, that looks like Zoe
Yeah,
Kravitz.
it's
And
like one of the sexiest families ever.
yeah, like
Lenny.
she, like the mom could get it too in that movie. She looked just like her. I'm like,
Well,
holy fuck.
she was married to Aquaman for a while.
I had no clue.
Yeah, what's his name? Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
yeah,
seen High Fidelity, but not in a while. I didn't know she was in that.
yeah, pretty enjoyable movie, but god
Damn.
damn, they're like twins. She's just like a slightly older version.
Mm.
Man, oh man.
We have the same birthday.
You and Lisa Bonet?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Lisa,
November
you want a
16th.
bone, eh?
I don't think that's gonna work. Anyways, though,
Lisa, you want the bone, eh?
I gotta get off here and watch Stranger Things season 4. No,
I'd rather take a cyanide pill.
just kidding. I prefer the company of women. I always think of that. Anytime I think of Stranger Things, I think of that Black Friday clip you made where I just put the camera on you, like, fuck off.
Fuck off.
I need to share that on this because Stranger Things is relevant right now.
Yeah.
It's good traffic.
I don't. Do you have that somewhere?
It's on the Instagram way back on that Black Friday. So I could go and reshare it.
It'd just be like, Happy Stranger Things Day.
Fuck
Fuck
off.
Oh man.
Well,
just watch E.T. if you want to watch children and sci-fi things.
God, like, have you ever watched Stranger Things?
Yeah. I started the first season. I was like, this is so stupid.
Newsflash, folks. Just because something takes place in the 80s and has kids doesn't mean it's good. Okay?
I hate kids. I would never fuck one.
Oh, shit.
I'm glad this is at the end of the episode.
Yeah, don't worry. Nobody's listening at this point. They did hear me talk about Rooney Mara's pie, though.
Yeah, but she's a woman. So.
She's a woman. She is a woman. God, yeah. I don't know. That first season, I thought it was like kind of lame.
Yeah, like
because
at the
it's in the 80s
like,
and it's got kids cussing, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, kids are cussing. This is good. It's like it. The kids are saying shit.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
dude.
cool.
Like I need to just if you get on like Instagram and click on the explore tab, all you see is like people reacting to the finale. It's just like,
I'm glad maybe because you clicked on one and now you see it all the time. I don't see that, luckily.
See, there's been times where I just delete the Instagram app and I don't get on there for like a week at a time, you know. Sometimes it's good to just unplug from that shit. It pisses me off, honestly.
Yeah,
it's just more about me. Yeah. But anyways, what are your favorite A24 films, folks? Let us know. Check out our criteria videos. Are you gonna make one? You need to make one because we can't just have mine be the only one up.
Yeah, I'm gonna make.
It's not good enough. It's not good enough to carry the load, man. It's just not. It was not a good video.
People like you. That's all they need is you.
Oh, but it was like the sun is on half of my face, and the other half of my face
has a burger in it.
No, it's just a horror. Nothing went right. Nothing went right.
Did you think maybe to change parking spots?
I tried it. I still couldn't get a good angle. And then like it was just one of those when I came out of Barnes and Noble, you know, the store was closing. I thought, okay, I'm gonna film the haul in my car. And of course, the parking lot right in front of me, the guy on a motorcycle was just sitting there, like he was waiting. So he's just staring at me the whole time. And then move somewhere. It was just nothing went right. I'll put it up anyways, though. Hopefully Nick's goes up first because his are better than mine.
Expecting yours to go up.
I haven't even touched it yet. I got the clips.
I haven't even gone yet.
Oh yeah, I know. We'll see.
It might come out.
No,
there's a podcast.
There's a podcast.
Hey, we didn't do a podcast last week. Make sure you go check out Brian Sutfield's channel.
We should have said this at the beginning.
We should have.
Or Brian. We just wanted to promote him a little bit. I told you, Brian, you're only going to get 1 or 2 viewers from having us on.
Yeah, but go check out his channel. Go check out Apple Music or Apple.
Jesus Christ.
He's like trapped in here. I've got the door closed. He's like, I'm a prisoner.
I thought your cat was going to knock over that dumb Shaun of the Dead poster. Man, it's such a shame. It's a Wonderful Life, The Kid, 2001, and then Shaun of the Dead.
All
I guess you could make fun of.
masterpieces.
I guess you could say Pee Wee, The Godfather.
Harold and Kumar, like, are you fucking stupid?
Did you frame your Godfather prints?
No, not yet. I haven't got. I bought that. I bought that Switch thing that you told me about, but
Oh,
I have the OLED model, so it doesn't fit that.
oh fuck!
Which
They
doesn't
don't-
make sense because of the same size.
Yeah, that thing, dude. I can't even. I've been playing a lot more like handheld. It's just nice. That
Yeah.
sucks though. I don't know why they wouldn't do that.
And they don't have an OLED model, so I'll just have to die, I
Send-
guess.
Well, you send it back. Did you get your money
Yeah,
back?
I'm gonna send it back. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Then I'll have
It's a
some
cool
money
idea.
for Criterions.
Right. I love those prints though. I'm like, I was going through that set the other
I
day.
love the way it's set up.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? So this shit's too nice to be hidden in that box,
And then it made me think of all the other things that have stuff in them, like maybe
Exactly.
Red Dead 2 has a map in it
Yeah.
or something.
There's
I can put
posters
up.
and shit. I was like, I got that. Some of those Criterions and Blu-rays have posters that, it's like they just rot away in those boxes. So
Yeah,
whatever. All right.
that's it.
That's it. Thanks for listening, guys. Always appreciate it. Like Nick said, check us out. Apple Podcast, Spotify, anywhere you can get podcasts, you should be able to find us. YouTube, Slacker Media. Yeah. I was going to say call in, but our phone, ew. Our phone number expired because we never use it. So we might have, if you watch the video, you get some good
Pussy
good
action.
pussy action.
Yeah, our phone number died, so
It died. Well, whatever. Maybe we'll relaunch it. But
nobody was calling it.
yeah, who cares? Anyways, fuck.
Jesus Christ, I'm glad this is at the end.
Oh, episode 168 in the books. Thank you guys for listening. And as always, go fuck yourselves.